Okay, gang, I hope you're ready to dive into another installment of Sink the Bismarck with me, Wolf 190D, your host, your captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Well, actually, reciting that particular piece of poetry might not bode well because that captain was lying dead on the deck. If you've never read that one, it's by Walt Whitman. It's actually a really good poem. It was written after the assassination of Lincoln. Or actually, it was a response to um, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. All right, so we've got a couple of more Verth battleships coming in, and I think we're trying to pick a fight. I would really like to pick a fight. Where are you going to pick a fight? If you know that particular movie reference, then good for you. And if not, well, actually, it's probably one of my top tens. Let me see here. What do we got going on here? I got, he's been refit. Okay, he's got a rune with him. And he's got a Nuremberg. Both of which are superior in speed. We got the Prince Heinrich and the Lübeck with this guy. Battleships capable of 26 knots. We've also got a Prince Heinrich and a Lübeck right there. What about these guys? They've got a Lübeck, and I think, yes, the first Bismarck is over there. Okay, the Baden and the Württemberg are being refit. Here we have the Bayern and the Sachsen. Okay, so where are my other battle fleets? Should be a Prince Heinrich that's coming over there. Okay, good. But let's see here. We got two Nurembergs with the. Let me see. Did I put a Lübeck with them? Yes, I did. Okay, that's that. Okay, so those two actually. So he needs both of these guys. Let me see here, Bremen. Both of these guys need to come over to the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. Man, four quads though. Those MG42s have 5 quads. Granted, they're 9.4-inch guns, but we'll see how they continue to hold up. I'm actually very curious about them. I've never really done much in the way of quad turrets before. The Kaisers, the Koenigs, the Bayerns. How much tonnage do I have? Oh God, I've almost got 100,000 tons. Let's go ahead and put both of these. Let's see here, the Gneisenau, the Köln, which is another Lübeck class. So let's go ahead and move both of the battleships here into Norfolk, Virginia, where the famous Battle of the Ironclads took place, the Monitor and the Merrimack. It was at that moment in history that every tall ship in the world became obsolete. And if those two light cruisers are going to be replaced, let's go ahead and move them to where. Let's put them off the coast of Cockburn here. And the Pilau. Not sure entirely what I want to do with them, other than perhaps. Okay. He's gonna have a Lubeck as well. No, that's right, because that one is being replaced as well. So, that's a Nuremberg. He better have a Lubeck, which he does. Okay. Um, Maybe we're on to replacing Geyers. Let me see here. That's a Nuremberg. Maybe we are on to replacing the Geyers. Did I put a Nuremberg over here? Nope, there's a Geyer over there. And this guy has a Nuremberg with him. Okay, so I have two. Let me see here. That's a battle cruiser. I have two to replace. This one in the north side. I'm going to leave that one as a Geyer. Here's what I'm going to do. Pilau. You move over there. And let me see here. Kolberg. You move over here. So I guess they have made a rather important change. At least this is what I've been noticing. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But the rather big change has been that as long as you hold a ship design, even if it's obsolete, I mean, right now, the Hessens are obsolete. How do I know this? Well, if I go into my research, I go to my cruiser designs, Battle Cruiser 2 hull down there. Battle Cruiser 2 is obsolete. And if I try to go into the ship design and design a new Battle Cruiser 2, it's no longer an option to build. So Battle Cruiser, where are my Battle Cruisers? Oh, they're there. Battle Cruiser 5 and Battle Cruiser 4, right? So I can build Battle Cruiser 4. I can design a new Battle Cruiser 5, which actually Battle Cruiser 5 might be very nice. Maybe build some of those Moltkes or something like that. Don't know. I have to. I've also got the modern battleships. I need to sit down and do that. But okay, so that shows that. But if I take the Hessen, which is built off of a Battle Cruiser 2 hull, now you're just gonna have to take my word for that. I can actually build another one of them, I think. Let me try that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and build another Hessen. Yeah, see, I can build another Hessen. So I guess as long as you keep an obsolete, like if you keep designs that are obsolete, you can still build them, and you can still modify this. So you have to keep the baseline, the base model, if you're going to build it, because you can't build like see the V1500 modification, the refit. I can't build off of that, which is really weird. It's something that's kind of always been a question for me anyway. In that, uh, well, in that, if you pay attention anyway, it actually gives you a build time for the refit, like a from scratch build time. So why is it that you are unable to build um, from scratch, build a refit ship? I mean, yeah, you could go through the whole mess of copying the refit as its own ship. You could go from there, but that gets messy with the refits. Um, I've seen it get messy with the refits. So that ship right there. Anyway, let's move on to the next turn. We're going to launch those two. We're going to go ahead and launch those two battleships. Now, of course, there's a weird discrepancy in the tech because the first battle of the modern battleships is not. You can't put it within the tolerances of the Scharnhorst class ships, which is really weird. Um, it's very odd because it's the modern the Scharnhorst were slated as battleships by most navies in the world. However, there are some discrepancies because some sources actually do cite both of them as battle cruisers. So I'm gonna have to wait for modern battle cruiser hulls. But I'm literally having to wait for the modern battle cruiser hulls. Um, Advanced Battle Cruiser 4 and 5. Both of these, they're not allowing me to do it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those just yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I can do, what I want to do with them just yet. I would like to build the Scharnhorst class, and honestly, I think what I have to come up with first on the heavy cruiser side of things is actually going to be the Deutschland. Battle. So it's funny enough, the Graf Spee, that's the Deutschland class heavy cruiser. The Graf Spee was one of those. I think those guns that they put on those were the exact same armament that they put on the Scharnhorst class ships, though the Scharnhorst were slated for upgrading to 15-inch guns at a later point in time. Which actually the Gneisenau had started to be refit with the larger guns. Really weird design actually. They went from 3 triple 11s to 3 twin 15s. Go figure. But anyhow, I think we're coming up with quintuple tubes. And what are we coming up with on explosives? Smoke composition 6. So our smoke generators are getting better. And actually the V2000s will have a group of them coming out very shortly. Okay, so I got the battleships there. We got, if I'm patient, we have 2 turns. So the 1600s, and those should be, nope, those are 1500s. So let's move those 1500s out to Brest. Move them there. We'll move those 1500s to, or these 1600s rather, to here. And these 1600s, if I'm not mistaken, those should be 1600s. Yes, they are. We'll move them for now to Mallorca. And I'll have to check my fleets in here and see if there's those are 16s. Those are going to be 16s. Where are the rest of my 15s? Ah, there they are. Okay. So let's send them. And the drag is that we're still only, we're 36 knots. The German destroyers are not renowned for their speed. I'll have to see if I can't come up with a destroyer design that'll have 3 or 4 twin turrets. It's going to be a thing. And there he goes. He goes through the Panama Canal. Good. Okay. Ship design. Let me go ahead and grab these Bayerns. And I'm going to go ahead and refit both of them. I think I've got time. I've got space for it. Yes, we do. Okay. Fleet. Let's see. Are any of our other major ships done with their refits? Not even close. The Kaisers are going to take a while. The Königs are going to take a while. Get a first Bismarck. Okay, yeah, that rune can be refit as well. So let's go ahead and refit the rune. 6 months on the refit. It's not terrible actually if I stop and consider. Got Well, here's what's interesting: 67% 3 months and 50% 3 months. Which is it? The 50%. That should be two more turns, one in Pensacola. All right. So let me see here. We've got oh, not fleet, ship design. We got the 1500s. Okay. So what's going on with that? That guy's been refit. Okay. And we've got 1600s with this fleet right now. Okay, good. Okay, so where do I want to send that 1500? These are 12s. Move those ships to Maracaibo. Okay. So one of the guys from Pensacola I would like to send to Balboa to kind of cover the entrance to the Panama Canal on that side. No, let's cancel that. Do I have any large deposits? And this is the problem with where we are right now. Do I have any large deposits of ships? Destroyers and such, mostly is what I'm looking for. Okay, so this task force this task force, actually, I'm going to put them over here for now, Eastern North America. Put them off the coast here. Set them on protect. Politics. I would really like to go to war with France at the moment. I would really like to go to war with France right now. Let me see. Those Bayerns. One of those groups of Bayerns. I think I'm just going to send one of those groups of Bayerns pretty much through the Pacific. And actually, I've got one of my battle cruisers out here too. Speaking of which, let's move the König Wilhelm here into port. And actually, I'm actually curious about this because they've been obsolete for a while, but we've also had advances in turret tech. I think. No. I do not have Mark IV 14s. I've got Mark III 14s. It's the 15s that look at Mark III that look more like what they were on the Bismarck. Okay. And let me see here. What do I got? I've got another like 27,000 tons that we can modify here. 27,000 tons, and I don't think it's enough for the Königs. No, it's not. Okay. So I've got two of the Bayerns over here. We got 2 turns and 5 turns, I think, or is it actually 3 and 5? I think the Bayerns take 6 turns. They do. Okay, so 6 turns. No, that should be 2 turns then, because if it's 6 turns, 3 turns would be 50%. Okay. Is this fleet set? Not yet. And I'm running all of my destroyers elsewhere. So these are 15s. And those 15s, I think I sent them to Brest. Yes, okay. So the Bayerns, the Bayern upgrade, we can go ahead and nix this upgrade because we don't have any more of those left. The Königs, the Hessens, we've got 2 base model Hessens. Speaking of Hessens, where is the other Hessen? It's not there. That's the other 42. That's the old 42. They're going to start getting phased out, as a matter of fact. I'm going to start wanting to look at something else for them. Maybe upgrading to 10-inch or even 11-inch guns. We'll have to see. This is the old Graf Spee, which I actually would like to go ahead and refit that one as well, or replace that one. And that Hessen, I'm going to leave that alone until the other Hessen's done, which I don't think the upgrade on the Hessens were supposed to take terribly long. Okay, That's a 1500. Hmm. Let's go ahead and put these with this group. And then I'll take these destroyers as well. I'll move them to Brest. Yeah, that was an important port for Germany to catch, because when the Bismarck ran, she ran up through and around, I think, the Denmark Strait and came out into the North Atlantic. And she tried to make a run for Brest, but was sunk out in here somewhere. Don't quote me on that. I'm not exact. I know. A Geyer light cruiser. Ah, where was I going to send that guy? Um, Quite frankly, I think the Geyers are on their way out. They were the last of the single barrel, the two single barrel light cruisers that I had built. That's a Nuremberg. This one is equipped with a Geyer. This gets another battle cruiser. Okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to bring the Emden back up here. I shouldn't have any more Magdeburgs left. And we've built several of those Lübecks. Let me see here. Nuremberg on that. And a Nuremberg here. Yes, okay. That's just kind of amusing, actually, at this point. Actually, I think my Rune class ships more closely resemble the Blüchers. They closely resemble, but they're not. They're not dead on. That's for sure. Okay. Speaking of which, I put, yes, one of those Wiesbadens. I had relocated one of those Wiesbadens. Which the Sperber is in Batavia. Yes, we're gonna put you on limited. And I also got a Geyer in Tonga, which let's go ahead and move him back up to Danzig. Danzig is going to be our scrapyard, basically. Okay. Oh, those are those Lübecks. Yes, okay. hmm Better light cruisers. They're lighter. They're more efficient. Because instead of two twins, they've got four twins, and a pair of twin 88s, which makes those guys really actually quite nice. And then you got four single 88s. So yeah, you still got some casement guns, but we're starting to get away from casement gun tech, which is something to consider. Yeah, I think I'm just going to let my tech develop. 'Cause I don't have to build the modern battleship hulls right now. I don't have to have them. Advanced superheater, so less boiler weight. That's always really nice. Now, since you can get into this, I wonder if I'm actually kind of chuckling over here a little bit. It just occurred to me: is nuclear power an option? Wouldn't that be something? Advanced towers number 5. We got our guns. We're slamming out research on the guns really hard right now, and it's kind of what I want to do. I want to get to Mark 5s on all those small guns. Though the big guns would be more fun, wouldn't they? Sweden wants one Verth class battleship, and no, I'm not going to build that for you. Um, Denmark wants a Prinz Heinrich. Yeah, sure. At 103% too. Yeah, sure. I'll build one of those. Okay. All right. Um, and there is our first run of the 2000s. Okay, let's take all of these 1500s. Go ahead and refit them. And speaking of the 1500s, where are most of them? Peleliu. We got two of them over there. And we got a 1600 group of 1600s right there. We'll keep them in Hollandia. Actually, I'd rather move them to Friedrich Wilhelmshaven. They're probably a little, well, or Lorengau. Let's move them to Lorengau. Mm-hmm. Let's cast a little bit of a net there like that. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Spain is allied with the Ukraine. Spain also only has 3 provinces. One of them is La Ceiba, and then the other 2 are going to be Pakistan and Western India. Huh. Okay. Britain is behind. They've got 8 provinces left. Japan is very behind. France is very advanced. They've got 3 battleships, so I don't know. France might be an interesting one. Austria-Hungary is very. I'm trying to save them for last. I'd like to see how things work out against Austria-Hungary before I go. I'd like them to build up a little bit more. Is maybe what I'm kind of considering anyway. Anyhow, go ahead and end this turn. Sweden is scrapping all of those ships of mine that they've been buying up, which is fine. I mean, if they've got why they keep buying my destroyers and then scrapping them in a couple, I don't know. I mean, they are my leftovers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Quintuple torpedo tubes. Good God. All right, where do I want to move them? First things first. Let's bring these guys. Yeah, all of them. Okay. So he gets um he gets they get. Oh no, it did it. Oh man. I did it. That's my fault. I knew I knew. I flipped it. I'm dyslexic today, I guess. I flipped it. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of the Nuremberg design as well. I'm over them. The runes. I don't know. I'm almost tempted to keep them around just because. The Wiesbadens, which is one of my mine layers. I could do more for them because they're well underweight. I could put better mines on them. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do a quick refit on these guys. What are they even armed with? I have no idea. I haven't messed with these things for a while. And therein lies the problem. Yeah, no, we're gonna whatever. I'll design a new mine layer, probably off of the scout cruiser design. They don't have to be heavy. They don't have to be expensive. They don't need a lot of crew. Um, And how are our refits coming along? One of the Bayerns, yes, the Baden. The Baden is in Charleston now. Let's go ahead and put him back with the fleet. And the Württemberg is halfway. Okay. The Grosser Kurfürst is halfway done. The Coronel, oh, that's right, because I put the other one in Jamaica. Why did I do that? I have no idea. Probably because of the way they were trying to stack. Okay. Hmm. Okay. 1500 in Miami. Cockburn has a 1500. Puerto Plata has a 1200. Let's go ahead and move him over here. Okay. Move one of them to Puerto Plata. I'm gonna take one of them and move him to Bluefields. Or actually, move him to Cologne for now. That's a 15. That's a 15. That's a 12. Let's take him back to Maracaibo. And that's a 15. Okay, so the last one here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him in San Juan. And that gives a nice cover all the way around the Caribbean. Well, except for maybe, I don't know, La Ceiba, Georgetown. We still got a couple of 1200s over here. Let me see here. 1200s. 1200s, there we go. We're looking for Maracaibo. Okay, we got one there. We got one there. And then we got a pair of them in Hamilton. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and put you guys on limited and mothball, and we can sell you, pawn you off to the highest bidder. Well, actually, just any bidder. First come, first serve. If we run out of stock, we run out of stock, guys. Okay, so light cruisers, Geyers and Danzig. The Emden actually is in Danzig right now. So let's go ahead and mothball him. All of those Wiesbadens. We didn't build a lot of those Nürnbergs, did we? Jesus, Mark 1 18-inch guns. Why are we pushing for larger guns when we don't need them right now? So one of the things, I wish you had a little bit more control over certain parts of the research. Instead of it just, I mean, and it does. It stacks up random. Really, it does. It stacks up random every time. They don't always go in sequential order. Ooh, an advanced superheater next turn. Okay, cool. We can handle that. Hull construction, arc welding, and armor forging. We're going to come up with silicon manganese steel, which is going to reduce the armor cost. Which, yippee, we like reduced armor costs. Okay. let's see. Oh, that does remind me. Finances. Yeah, I can put another ship. Let me see here. Where were we with him? Oh, what am I doing? I got a Hessen for one. Let's go ahead and refit the Hessen. Yeah, the Hessen takes 2 months. They're done. Um, I think all of my Bayerns, and so we got 40,000 tons to do with. So yeah, let's go ahead and take the Kronprinz. We'll move the Kronprinz up here. There we go. Those long upgrades ultimately, I think, will be worth it. Um, ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. And I think we're gonna have a bunch of those 2000s coming out in Tampa. Okay. Next turn, I'm gonna go ahead and slate another 6 of them. Okay. Okay. Let's advance to the next turn, and I'm gonna go grab some coffee real quick. You want to threaten the Empire of Japan. I mean, I really don't want to threaten the Japanese at this moment. I'd rather threaten France. Come on, guys. Denmark wants 3 of the Thuringias at 86%. No, I'm not going to do that. If they want Emden, they can have Emden. Okay, so let's go back through our vessels here. I got some 12s to get rid of. And we still got some 15s to refit. So anyway, but I got more 12s to sell off because I think I put more in Maracaibo. There we go. We got another one right there. So let's put them on limited. Let's mothball them. And then we got to go up through our gyres here. Ah, man, it's getting in the way really bad. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I wanted these two. to go with that guy. And from this guy, I'm just gonna hopscotch it because that's where we're at right now. Okay. Hmm. That'd be an interesting choke point if you could get enough mines out there. Hmm. Okay. All that other stuff aside. One of the runes is done. Actually, from Pensacola, I can go ahead and put this other 15 in Bluefields. Or Bluefields. Okay. The one in Port-au-Prince goes with him. Looks like the runes are all done. Okay. Any of our battleships finished? Both of those Byrons are halfway done. We're going to get a bunch of them done in 3 turns. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I've got 36,000 tons. So can I go ahead and put one of them? Well, maybe we just go ahead and do this. 36,000 tons. Hmm. China also actually is very advanced. And they've got a big fleet. Um, I think as I get done with these refits, I'm just gonna start bullying everybody. Why not? I know, I'm such a bad person. I'm so terrible. I'm a bully. Yeah, well, I just want to dominate the world. That's all. Hmm. The nines, we do have Mark 5 9-inch guns, right? Yes, okay. Okay, well, then that should be 8s, Mark 4 8s. Oh my god. Oh, let's see here. Advanced Towers 5. I don't know. How do we want to wear advanced bulkhead protection, which is slated for 1927, but it ain't even 1926 yet. Okay, well, that's cool. Denmark wants to buy V-93. If I do go to war with, like I said, if I go to war with France, I'm just gonna sweep. We'll just wind up doing a clean sweep here. 16s. Tell me everything. He's still got 15s. They're gonna be replaced soon though. Mm-hmm. And the Koenig. Let's go ahead and get this refit done too. Should be good. Yes, we're fine. Okay. What ships are getting done? The Hessen over in Maduro. Hmm. Yeah, the runes are all about done. Okay. What else? Let's see here. That Hessen, Thuringia, Rune. Those are all fully upgraded. They're all capped out. The Koenig, the Kaiser, the Bayerns are done. The 42 V2s are done. And I've still got like 29,000 tons to work with. Oh, that does remind me actually. Yes. Let's do another wad of those. We're gonna launch these guys in. Let me see here. Actually, I'm gonna launch most of them. So, actually, I've got the room. I think, maybe not. No, no, I don't. I've only got 7. Yeah, no, I'm not after building more of those destroyers. That's okay. Um, hmm. The British are kind of isolated. They're isolated and scattered. I don't know that France has anything that can threaten me, really. Oh, wish what would really be funny would be putting semi-automatic. You know what? Hmm. No. Right. So anyway, actually, now that I look at it, that's time, folks. Enough of my musings and whatnot. I know sometimes it can be really dull. But hey, we're repositioning our fleets, we're reorganizing our fleets, we're getting a bunch of refits done that well have been. I mean, seriously, the Kaisers, or not the Kaisers, the Koenigs have been in service all this time, and they're just now getting a refit after their hull type becomes obsolete. So anyway, a lot of refits that have been needed. we should actually, they should actually still perform very well against most of our opponents anyway. But anyway, guys, um, as always, your support and your viewership is much appreciated. Thank you for all the views, all the hits, everything else, and it'll just encourage me to keep on doing what I'm doing here. So anyway, till next time, this is Wolf190D signing off.